what the system prints on the top, but the bottom half of that is shows you the CPT codes that we use, and then the ICD-10 codes. And this one is an example of, these are all ICD-9 codes. This one is obsolete in my office. We don't use it anymore because it's ICD-9. But I thought maybe, I know you guys have a class where you have to do encounter forms in the end.
Yes.
This might give you an idea of some, just don't use ICD-9 codes. You'll fail. But when we first started using ICD-10, that's when we made the new fee schedule. Anyway, what I was getting at is in a doctor's office, if it's just outpatient and not a lot, no surgeries or things like that, they'll circle the level of care, and then they'll circle the diagnosis codes. Your main job is to know what codes to use with what procedure. For example, if you have an office visit and they circle the top in the office visits, our office visits are like over here. We have new patients and established, and then we have well child visits. Okay, so if he circles a 99213, and he circles a CBC and a mono and a urine and a finger stick, then he's going to come down to the bottom. He's going to circle the diagnosis code correlating to those things. So when you're posting the charges, you have to make sure that your diagnosis codes correlate to what you're doing. Now, for example, if he did a strep test, and one of the diagnoses is sore throat and hematuria or abdominal pain, you're going to make sure that you don't put abdominal pain and hematuria on a strep throat CPT code. I mean, that's common sense when you're, because it's, having abdominal pain has nothing to do with your strep throat. So if you don't have a better diagnosis, chances are they're going to deny that strep throat. Doesn't mean you can't resubmit it or do a correction. A lot of insurance companies now, you don't have to resubmit. You can go right on their website and pull up the claim and correct it that way and send it back through for processing. But that's the kind of coding you're going to do in a lot of doctor's offices. You're going to have a counter form like this, and they're going to circle it, and you're going to do data entry. Any of you can do data entry. I'm sure of that. You can read what's on there, and you can type it into the computer. A coder knows the difference, how to correlate those diagnoses to those procedures. That's what makes you a coder. In hospital coding, you're coding from the medical record, you're coding from op notes if they're paper. So it's a lot more detailed in a hospital than it would be, obviously, in an office. Yeah, because you're literally auditing those records. And I'm going to tell you a little story. When I was going to school to be certified, the lady that taught the certification class, she said she was doing work with this one hospital, and she would go in and she'd spend 3 or 4 hours, and she'd have a stack. She'd get her stack done, and somebody else in the next cubicle would come in, and she'd be there 30 minutes. She had the same stack that she did. She couldn't understand what in the world, how she get through this so fast. She wasn't reading. She was coding from the symptoms from the beginning. She never read a note all the way through to the end. And you've got to go all the way to the end for the final diagnosis. The only way you don't use a final diagnosis is if they don't know, if it's not definitive. Then you would code with symptoms. But that's what she would do. She would code just from the, like the ER note, what the symptoms were. So that's a word of advice. You have got to read all the way through until you get to the end, so you know. And that's how you code. So, anyway, all right, you're next.
I want to do a little bit of demo from the medical coding in a hospital.
seems like there's just a lot more different things you gotta deal with.
Yes, yes. I want to share with you about, if you have a pen and a paper to write now, there's a, I belong to a subscription service called Virtual Vocations. They strictly do remote positions. It is a very reputable company. My subscription is like $19 a month, and they send you emails on a weekly basis of opportunities. You can customize your searches